All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So, basically, everything I've been teaching you for the past month and a half, even, has led us to this point. Okay, everything from the Crimean War all the way to this last lesson, which is the Russo-Japanese War, leads us to World War I. Okay, so if you weren't in class on Wednesday or Thursday last week, uh, I was basically telling you guys how everything's going to fall into place. All these dominoes, everything we've learned in the past month and a half is going to fall into place. It's just a domino effect. And you're going to see that for yourself. And how one bullet basically changed the course of history. How one wrong turn on a street changed the course of history. Okay. So let's look at that. Okay. So, as you can see, your essential questions, your objective today is to analyze the significance of people wanting Archduke Ferdinand dead, or examine the events leading to Archduke Ferdinand's assassination, and create an argument on whether World War One was inevitable. Now, again, the word inevitable, if you don't know, means like it was going to happen no matter what. You know, like it's you blinking within the next 2 minutes, it's going to happen. You're going to blink. Okay, same thing with like taking a breath. You're going to take a breath within the next 5 minutes. It's inevitable. Okay. So let's go ahead and watch or look at this lecture. All right. So here is your warm up picture. I forgot about the warm up. Sorry about that. So what you're going to do is analyze all three of these posters. Okay. Now there's some similarities. They're from different countries, a couple of them. Okay. Um, my question to you is this: what similarities do you see between some of these pictures? Now, they may not be the same in all three, but at least two of them, they have some similarities, maybe. So look at the picture, look what's being said, things like that. Okay. And tell me, what are some similarities you see? Write down at least two. If you see more than two, awesome. Write them down. Okay. But I need you to find at least two similarities between these three posters. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be something all of them have, but maybe just two of them. You see, you notice, hey, these two have this, or these two say the same word. These two, they're doing the same thing, or they're wearing the same this and that, whatever it may be. Okay, so look at for some similarities. Okay, okay, so look at them, analyze it, pause the video because we're moving on in three, two, one. All right. So, to make this a lot easier for you, you should, while I'm reading the lecture and explaining to you, you may want to look at the map every so often. Okay. Now, in 1908, Austria Hungary takes over Bosnia. Okay. And if you look on the map where you see Hungary, right below where you see that B/H, that's Bosnia. Okay. And when they took over them, it really upset the people because the Bosnian people were like, we don't want to be part of Austria-Hungary. We don't want to be controlled by them. And a sense of nationalism swept through. Now, if you forgot what nationalism means, it's basically people proud of their country and feel that they're the best, they're number one, things like that. So they started feeling like that, like, hey, we should be independent. We don't need stinking Austria-Hungary taking over for us. We should be on our own. And not only did Bosnia feel that way, but the national unification feeling was going all throughout the Slavic countries. Now, which countries are these? Basically, what are the Slavic countries? Are Bosnia, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Macedonia. Okay, so if you look at that map, you can see, you know, Bulgaria, Serbia. If you see that little M right there, that's Macedonia. Okay, they felt just like how Germany united together and formed one, how Austria-Hungary, these two countries to get formed together to make one government, we should do the same thing. And if we join together, nobody would mess with us. So in 1914, these Slavic nationalists decided, you know what we should do? We should kill Archduke Ferdinand. Now, why kill Archduke Ferdinand? Why not kill the Austrian-Hungary leader? Because the thing is, Archduke Ferdinand is the heir of the Austrian Hungarian Empire. He's the next in line. So they're like, why kill the king when the king's on his way out? Might as well kill the prince. Type of mentality. But here's the problem: Ferdinand, he wasn't liked either by his uncle, and his uncle was the leader. His uncle was, when he dies, was going basically going to had to pass on his reign to his nephew, and he didn't like him. So not only does Ferdinand is not liked by the Bosnian Serbian nationalist people, he's also not liked by his own uncle. So both sides already don't like him. This poor guy. Now, there was one person who truly liked him and supported him, and that was the German Kaiser, the German king, Emperor Wilhelm or William II. And this is a picture right there of Archduke Ferdinand. He's not a bad guy at all. Now, I've had a lot of students in the past ask me, why does the uncle not like him? Why does he hate his nephew so much? Because the thing is, Ferdinand understood the Serbian people's arguments. He was a more rational person, whereas his uncle was all about, no, we are dominant, we take over people, things like that. Whereas Ferdinand was more like, you know what? I get why these guys are upset. I understand why they're so angry. He understood the Serbians wanted to expand. They're a tiny country, and that they basically wanted to expand, gain more territory, gain more resources. And on top of that, he knew the Bosnians wanted independence. He understood, okay, I get why you want to be, you want your own control, you want to have your own government, things like that. I understand why. He was a more rational guy than his uncle. And his uncle kind of figured, this guy is going to destroy our empire. He's just going to give people, these other countries and other people, what they want. He's going to make our country weaker. Everything I fought for is going to be diminished because of this guy. All right. Now, here's the other problem, though. The leader of the Hungarian, or sorry, uh, I'm sorry, I have a brain fart right now. Austria-Hungary Empire knew if Serbia was allowed to expand, all these other countries would want to expand too. They'd be like, well, how come they got to expand? How come we don't get more territory? How come they get this and that? How come we don't? And it's just going to cause like that thing, like if you give a mouse a cookie, then, things like that, they're about more and more and more and more. And same thing with other countries. They're going to be like, how come what makes them so special? Why don't we get this and that? And it's going to just upset other countries. Okay. Now, the group that wanted to kill Archduke Ferdinand, they came up with this plan, and they had a pretty interesting name. They were known as the Black Hand. Okay, and these guys were organized. They had a goal, and they had opportunity, as you're going to see in this next slide. So, June 28th, 1914, Ferdinand is in the city of Sarajevo. Okay, he's there with his wife Sophia, as you can see from this picture right here. Uh, the Black Hand assassins are in this crowd. Right, there's a whole crowd of people just waving at him, cheering him, yay, yay, Ferdinand, yay, welcome, welcome. He's in his car, just waving and things like that. The Black Hand assassins were throughout the crowd, and they were armed with knives, bombs, and pistols. And they had a plan, okay, to basically sabotage, you know, the car, blow it up that they had to. If that didn't work, start shooting at him, things like that. And if all else fails, if they could get close enough, stab him, things like that. Okay, so everything they had a purpose. Now, Ferdinand's driver is driving, and all of a sudden, I don't know if this was a botched thing, if someone jumped the gun too early, but just he sees one of these bombs coming right at him, and he hits the gas, and boom, takes off. The bomb explodes behind them. And the thing is, remember, there's a crowd of people on the street, and a lot of people got hurt. Because remember, not only does the bomb explode, it sends shrapnel. Parts of the bomb is made of metal. It explodes, and it just goes out at such a velocity. And a lot of people got hurt. You know, pieces of metal got into people's stomachs, face, chest, legs, whatever. And still, Ferdinand got away safely, and they made it to their scheduled meeting. So Ferdinand met with these local officials. They had a little meeting. They got together. They heard about the explosion. It's like, no, no, I'm good, this and that. And so they had this little meeting. They're having a good time. And then the officials basically tell them, hey, let us take you on a tour of Cerro Nuevo. Let us show you around the town, things like that. And Ferdinand goes, no, 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 no. Me and my wife want to see the injured people at this hospital. Okay. Because of us, they got hurt. We just want to make sure that they're okay and things like that. And the officials are, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's very considerate of you. And the driver's like, I don't know how to get there. So they basically told him, oh, yeah, you go down this road, take a left, take a right, la, 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 la. Okay. You can't miss it. You always have to end directions. You can't miss it. All right. So he says farewell. This is the last known picture of Ferdinand and his wife while they're alive. So what happens is they're taken off. They drive towards the hospital, and the driver takes a wrong turn. Right? So he goes down this one street, and they come to a stop, and it's there that a Black Hand assassin is having a drink at this like little bar place, little you know place to have a drink. So he sees him, and he's like, "This is my opportunity." So this kid, Garillo Princip, I believe I pronounced that last name right. He's only 19 years old. He goes towards Ferdinand, takes out his gun, and shoots him. He shoots and kills not only Ferdinand, but his wife Sophia. And this causes a chain reaction. And I'm going to show you exactly how that chain reaction went. As I've said in the past, this causes an echo in eternity. So here's the thing. Remember I told you um, the Austrian-Hungary king didn't like his nephew, but he knew that the Kaiser of Germany and him were best friends. So he basically tries to play the, oh, my nephew, oh, my great nephew, oh, how I loved him so. He was brutally murdered by these Serbian people. Germany, you were his friend. You understand. Will you help me avenge his death? And Germany, the Kaiser, was like, "Oh, dude, say no more. That was my boy. You know, say no more." So he then gets Germany to join him in a war, signing a declaration of war against Serbia. Now, Serbia is in a unique position because they know a lot of people don't like Austria-Hungary and they don't like Germany. So Serbia asks Russia. They say, "Hey, will you be our ally in a fight against Austria-Hungary and Germany?" And Russia's like, "Oh, say no more. We are there." Now Germany realized, "Oh, Russia, you want to join in on this? Okay, we declare war on you." Now Russia, they're smart. They remember their history, and I'm sure you should too. When Germany basically spanked the crap out of France and made them pay that $5 billion franc for the war. Remember when they captured Napoleon III? Russia knows that. They know their history, so they tell France, hey, we're in a war with Austria-Hungary and Germany. Why don't you side with us in fighting against the German Empire? We know you hate them. We know you've been wanting revenge. This is your time, dude. Join us. You, me, Serbia, we can't lose. France is like, oh, we've been waiting for this moment. Hell yeah, let's do this. So France declares war on Germany. So again, Germany says, oh, France, you want to join in? Oh, the more the merrier. Oh, this is so sweet. Finger looking good. Let's do this. So Germany declares war on France. Now, here's the thing. Britain is friends with France. And it's like, hey, you pick on my friend, you pick on me. All right. We have an agreement. We were enemies years ago, but now we're cool. So you pick on them, you pick on us. So Britain decides to join the Allies. And in Germany's like, oh, the more the merrier. You want to join in on this? Fine, let's do this. So then Austria Hungary says, oh, Germany, you declared war on Russia? We'll do the same. And France and Britain goes tell basically Austria Hungary, whoa. You want to get on this too? Oh, you declare war on them? You declare war on us. So they declared war on Austria Hungary, and Austria Hungary declared war on them. So vice versa. So, thing is, too, other countries decided to join Austria Hungary, which I forgot to mention. Things like the Ottoman Empire. Okay, remember I told you they were losing power. So they basically felt, hey, Germany, Austria Hungary, these are two powerful countries. So if they win, we win, because their power is going down more and more and more. So they decide, let's help them out. They're more, you have better relations with Austria Hungary than Germany, or sorry, with then not Germany, than Russia. So they figured, let's join them. And if they win, we win. So, as you can see from this map, who joined who? Okay. So you have Britain, France, Portugal, Italy, Russia, Romania, Serbia, Greece going against Germany, Austria Hungary, Bulgaria, the Ottoman Empire. And now everything we learned in the past month and a half, all those anger towards one another, it falls into place. And this is why people at that time called this the war to end all wars. Some people called it the Great War. We, as future generations, would call this the First World War. Any way you name it, the war has begun. The line has been drawn in the sand, and everyone has picked their sides. The fighting is going to begin soon. All right. So, with that being said and done, here's my question to you. Now knowing what happened after Ferdinand's death, how all the pieces fall into place, and how all these countries don't like each other, are now squaring off, and how people basically viewed Ferdinand, wanting him dead and things like that, not liking him. Do you think World War One was inevitable? Do you think it was going to happen no matter what? Even if Ferdinand had survived, do you think World War One would have happened no matter what? Or do you think no, it would probably would have been pushed on for later in time, things like that? What do you think? And justify it. Why do you say yes? Why do you say no? Okay. So once you're finished with this question, go ahead and get started with your vocab. Um, you can also do your research. Okay. So if you need your paper, it should be in your folder. It may not be. Again, if it's not, that's my fault. Just get a new paper. Okay. And go ahead and get that done. Okay. So with that being said, you guys take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.